Hey Diva, so I'm back from vacation that I was visiting my brother and sister-in-law, aka my unofficial mama y papa in Raleigh. And now I'm back home. But anyways, today we are talking about possibly slightly obscure music references from my childhood and also nostalgic K-pop. Because I am one of those people, yes. Hide your children. Hide your wives. That's such an old meme, oh my god. But anyways, as I said to my friend, I like to call it seasonal depression. It just happens to be every season. When I'm in, like, a mood, as I typically am, I always turn back to the same things, and by nature I'm kind of childish. Like, I still have all of my stuffed animals from childhood, and my bed is loaded with squishmallows, and I write children's books. Enough said, I think. And I was like generation 1 of iPad kids. I had unrestricted internet access. I was doing crazy things on those Minecraft servers, but I'm still like adapted to society, and I didn't have an iPad shoved in my face at all times, you know. I have 2 older brothers, one that I just mentioned who I visited Raleigh, yay, and one of them is 3 years older than me, and I'm beefing with him currently, constantly. But when we were kids, he used to show me YouTube videos all of the time. And he was the same as me, just, you know, fell into the mid to early YouTube content targeted at preteen and teenage boys that made them ugh. But he used to show me Ray William Johnson videos, who is now, you know, story time on TikTok with AI pictures. Back in my day, they used to have a series called Equals 3, and it would be like funny little short clips with commentary, basically. And in that show, they had this clip from a Chinese music video. Do you think I can find? I don't think I can find it. But it was like a girl with a chicken, like monkey man in a monkey mask. Okay. So I actually did find it. It's quite literally just called the Chinese chicken song from what I can find on YouTube. I'll pop it on into the description. That's the pure, obscure internet reference number 1. Not that I go and rewatch that a whole lot, but it leads us to our next point. In that video I watched when I was a little kid, probably 2016, I don't know, I was anywhere from like 8 to 10 years old, I guess. In the recommended videos of that chicken song was Red by Hyuna, which is actually pretty similar when you really like compare the two. If you know, you know. You probably don't know, but Red by Hyuna, now cancelled, was 1, a part of my bisexual awakening, and 2, leads us to the next point of nostalgic K-pop. As I was saying earlier, like, I'm kind of depressed, upsetty spaghetti, and isolated from society, not by choice, and sad, womp womp, whatever. And like every year or every other year, I just like slowly start sinking into the hole that is BTS content. Again and again. It happens all the time. What is that TikTok audio? This happens every year. I think it's because they're so nostalgic to me. I remember when Blood, Sweat, and Tears was like a super recent song. I remember DNA coming out in the 6th grade when J-Hope's album came out with like, what is that called? Daydream. I don't know why I forgot that. That's like my favorite song. But I remember when that came out, I woke up, because I was subscribed to the music video channels of the time, and I woke up and I saw that, and I was so excited. I used to literally wake up and watch music videos every morning. I mean, like, for a lot of groups, this is how I discovered music for a long time, but I used to watch BTS stages and their content all the time, and I was just super into them from like 4th to 6th grade, probably a little bit later, honestly. So, but like 2016, 2018, we'll put in like the peak era. I remember having a BT21 app installed on my little iPhone 6. So Disney had this popular app at the time where it was kind of like Candy Crush, but for their little characters that were cute and round and fitting for the time, kind of like chibi style. It was popular then, and it was like, but the app was for BT21. Well, not like the Disney app, but the app I was previously talking about was for BT21. I had to Google it. It was called Puzzle Star BT21. And my lock screen was a BTS edit with like, this was so 2016. It was so, I wish I could find it. I learned their names from the 2015 Festa photo shoot. It was my iPad home screen. It might have been my lock screen. I would just like recite them back to myself till I learned them. And I loved them, and Twice, and Astro, and Blackpink, and Red Velvet. I loved Happy by WJSN, or I think they're actually called like Cosmic Girls. I knew all of the Blackpink dances. I loved Mamma Mia and Oh Solo Mio by SF9. Like, that was my shit. There was a show with comedians and like Somi, and still fresh or out of IOI. Gosh, there was other people there. I don't remember, but I used to watch it religiously. It was called like the Unnies. I don't know. I was so embarrassed about liking all of this stuff too. I remember in the 5th grade we had like a free period on one of the last days of school, and I was writing down all the music videos I was watching. Like, I remember specifically Monster by 17 on there, and I was sitting next to this girl, and my friend at the time like took my paper and started reading it aloud to the class, and the girl beside me was like, "You're into that?" And I was like, "Yes, but no, but yes, but no." Anyways, in 6th grade, she ended up being in my class, and she was like my best friend. She gave me my first album, Jopping by Super M. What a social experiment. But she went to all of these concerts back then. She went to see BTS in 2018, and I was so fucking jealous. But besides K-pop though, like I always loved new music. I still do. And my brother showed me a lot of music growing up, often against my will, like everything else he did. But I was so, and this is so cringy. This is about to be so cringy, y'all. Kids in the Dark by All Time Low. That was like so deep to 10-year-old me, and I loved the music videos. It is like my first liked song on Spotify was Kids in the Dark, because I refuse to unlike songs. I have an emotional attachment to my liked playlist on Spotify. Dear Maria, Count Me In was like Bisexual Awakening Part 2. I loved All Time Low when I was, 10 years old. On the other end of the spectrum, though, I love this random... I love their covers. I don't know where they're from, but they spoke Spanish in interviews. But I love their Hey Mickey cover. Sweet California. I found it before recording this. I'll link that as well. But I love the saturation, the aesthetic, their hair. I thought they were the coolest people to walk the earth. But that's it for today, y'all. I don't think I went too obscure. I mean, I think people will find nostalgic factor in Sweet California, or maybe Ray William Johnson if you had an older brother like I did. Maybe you know the Chinese chicken song I'm talking about, or my various rant that I just went on. So, yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Bye.